wanted to hop on and do a quick review of a L'Oreal foundation, and the foundation that I'm talking about today is the L'Oreal Visible Lift Smooth Absolute Age Reversing Foundation, and it has hydrocollagen complex in it with SPF 17. And my color is in 166 Natural Buff, and I will have to say this foundation is a shade too dark, but I picked it up on a whim at Target, and they had it clearance. They had it marked down to like $5, and I'm a sucker for stuff like that if they have it marked down, you know, low enough, and I feel I can always use another foundation. So I chose to, you know, pick it up anyways, and I made the color work, although I would have preferred a shade lighter, and that could have had a little bit something to do with my review on this foundation. But I will tell you this. The things that I look for in a foundation vary. I mean, most of the time it's long wear, but I enjoy all different types of foundations. Sometimes I like a tinted moisturizer. Sometimes I like that dewy look sometimes, because it can make my skin look very alive and awake, and I enjoy that. But there are other times where my skin will go through really oily periods, and I need a long wearing foundation. So I'm not closed-minded, but the one thing that I found with this foundation that I did not like is the foundation set on my skin. That is the #1 factor that turned me off from this. I noticed when I use this foundation, and how you use this is you take the top off and you turn this little dial, and the foundation comes up through this brush. Now I kind of just either dotted it on my face or put it on my finger and dotted it, and then a lot of times I would either use like a flat kabuki brush to buff it in, or I would just use my fingers. And it didn't matter how I applied this foundation, it never settled, it never set. And even with dewy foundations, I like them to blend into my skin so that it looks refreshing and natural, not like I just have a ton of makeup sitting on it. But it's a very thick consistency, and I think that's another reason that just kind of turned me off of it. And I'll show you. I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit. But I don't know if you're even going to be able to see this. It's kind of at night while I'm filming. But see how like gloopy and thick? It's kind of got like a tacky texture. And I didn't probably get enough for you to see. But it's got a very tacky, let's see if I can, texture to it, to where whenever you put it on your hand, it's almost like glue or something. Like you can really feel it on top of your skin. And with the lighting in here, you're not going to be able to tell, but it never dries into your skin. And it does kind of, it always felt like I had something heavy sitting on my face. And with that being said, I felt like I didn't get phenomenal coverage with it either. You know, even though it had that heavy feeling, I always still had to go in and use concealer. And, you know, if I'm going to have that feeling, I at least want some coverage. And I will say it is a medium coverage now. It's not light, but I still had to go in with concealer in some areas. And if I would have had a better shade, it may have blended a little bit different, but I still felt like, you know, even after I set it with powder, it just sat there. It never kind of settled. So that was a big turn off for me. The second turn off was I did have a lot of oil come through towards the end of the day. I did get a good, I would say with this foundation, you do get a good 4 to 5 hours out of it before I noticed that. Now, with that being in mind, it is very dewy, so you do see some of that. But after 5 hours, I start to see like patchiness or like wear. And the big part that I was very disappointed in is I've used foundations like this, and I like it because I like the idea of having like a little bit of skincare, the idea of my skin could look better or feel better from a foundation. I got no benefits from this. I don't see any collagen, any whatever it talks about. if anything, I felt like it just made my skin feel gross at the end of the day. I'm ready to take my makeup off at the end of the day. I've used most of it. I've used probably a little over half, if you can see, of the foundation. And I have maybe like a third left. But I will tell you this. I like the idea of how you can pump, or how you can twist the top and the foundation kind of goes down and you can see how much you have left. That I really do like. And I really do wish that there were more foundations that kind of gave you that option, like where you can kind of see what's going on, you know, because there's been so many days where I went to go get foundation out and I'm shaking the bottle and I cannot tell how much foundation I have left. And then all of a sudden, well, crap, it's empty, you know. So I really like that about this. I'm not crazy over the brush, but I can live with it. It's a little gimmicky, but it's actually not too bad, especially if you're like putting it in certain areas on your face. But overall, I will not purchase this foundation. I think even if you're a person that likes dewy foundations, there's just a lot better ones out on the market. And you know, if you're one that likes long wear foundation, I don't think you're going to get this out of this. I don't think you're going to get that out of this particular foundation. I mean, you get a good 4 to 5 hours, but over that, like I said, I think you're going to notice a lot of wear on your face. And if you're really oily, this is just going to be too hydrating for you. But I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I hope if you have, you know, any comments, that you feel free to leave them, because if there's another way that I can make this work, then let me know. I'm probably going to keep it in my makeup drawer until winter and try it then, because you know your skin changes, so maybe I'll like it later on when the weather's cold. But hope you guys are having a great weekend, and stay tuned because I have another review of a Benefit foundation coming up very soon. So have a good day. Bye.